Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to be reacting to, well, I am. You're not. Technically, you're watching. Are internet mobiles really the future? Well, we all know how that went. Pretty terrible, huh? We're in this situation now. But, right. I mean, looking back, it's very humorous because, and quite sad, of course, because, you know, they didn't know. They didn't know the consequences um, that would arise. And I wonder also about Steve Jobs creating the iPhone and the iPad and the laptops and all that. Um, I wonder if he faked his death, if he did it because he realized what he had created had been turned into something that was against humanity, that was against people. That's just a thought. So let's go. Hopefully the audio is okay. I don't have to redo the whole video, but
Good evening. It's been called the mobile internet, the marriage of mobile phone and internet technology, which is working the world's stock markets into a fever of anticipation. It's been fed by the recent wave of strategic alliances between phone companies, media groups and computer giants. Creating a global internet strategy was a cornerstone of Vodafone's record-breaking...
Sorry, I can't get over she's reading because she's reading a teleprompter. It's yeah.
...over of Mannesmann recently. They're betting that we will all be accessing the internet from state-of-the-art mobile phones and naturally spending huge sums on e-commerce.
Yeah.
But will we really want to use our mobile phones in
Yes.
this way?
Yes. Yes, and more. And more. Okay.
Niels Blythe reports.
Oh.
The mobile phone is entering a new era. In Europe, it's only just beginning. In Japan, it's already underway.
Okay. Well, obviously, Japan. Wow.
Masa Kuribayashi is a Tokyo student. Like most of his friends, he has what's called an i-mode phone, designed to access the internet. The success of i-mode phones in Japan has been phenomenal. 4 million have been sold in a year. Masa's phone can send and receive email and gives access to internet sites specially adapted for the small screen on a phone.
iMode has more function. That's why we want to buy the iMode. So if I have the iMode, I don't have to go to the bank. So I can send the money from the mobile. I can check the bank statement from the mobile phone. Yeah, that's why.
See, oh, that's an advert right there. See, it made things easier. Sure, that's always what we want as people. Things becoming easier. But at this time period, it was very innocent. And I think things, despite, there have always been horrors in the world, terrible things happening, whatnot. But the innocence of the world has depleted a lot since the phone and the internet combined have been introduced to humanity. Obviously, on purpose to, take control and which is ironic, but right, because they introduced this on purpose to have control, but now they're losing control, and now having to try in the UK anyway, because it's like fucking UK North Korea, are now having to implement different, schemes to get more information on people and to track where things come from and who's doing what and who's saying what and who they are. It's not to protect people, obviously. Nothing is. Nothing ever is. Nothing is ever for the benefit of the people. If you still think that, yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, let's go.
It's also cool to be on the net, on the phone, even if much of the time it is only for sending messages or playing little computer games. The current fashion for internet phones here in Japan could be highly significant. All around the world, mobile phone sales are soaring, and companies are realizing that these devices can be used for a lot more than voice communications. That realization has driven a round of mergers and alliances in the business world. But nobody's too sure what the new generation of phones can actually be used for. That's why Japan has become a giant laboratory for the mobile internet.
All your data.
Takeshi Natsuno of iMode has become a superstar in corporate Japan, and he's constantly developing new uses for his product.
Yeah. You can just connect this one to the cell phone and take your picture, and you can send this picture.
He's persuaded companies like banks and airlines to produce.
But of course, it's always going to be, Japan who develops things far more than the West. Yeah.
Special websites for iMode customers, and there are lots of computer games for the phones, most of them baffling.
Pushing here, then you will see the fishing spot you're going to choose. Before we started this service, many people said, who's going to see this kind of small display on the phone? But now everybody says, I thought this is successful. This is going to be successful.
The success of iMode has helped its parent company, NTT Docomo, to become Japan's largest by stock market value. But analysts point out that less than 1% of the company's business comes from internet data. iMode has been a great gimmick, but so far providing internet access hasn't been a money spinner.
When you look at a telecom carrier's revenue stream, basically you benefit from people engaging on long times on your network or downloading a lot of bits of information. But if you're getting bits here...
Yeah, because the first thing that's going to happen, that did happen, was companies... Oh, hang on a minute. We can have that. We can have that. We can control people with that. We can manipulate, which is always the first thought, of course. But because this is the year 2000, Y2K. So literally the next year 9/11 happens. The next year. So yeah, it's crazy. But I think phones okay, I am commenting on all of this stuff from my perspective here in 2026, 26 years in to this video right now. That was 2000. It's been 26 years. So I'm commenting from way up here in the timeline on the hill. Looking back, having been born in 2008, 8 years after this video, at the consequences of the decisions of people in power to make them. So, and what can I say? What is there to say other than they fucked up, like always, because nothing is in our benefit, and it's a treacle. It's first of all, technology is drip fed. Here, have this. Here, have that. Oh, have a small bit of this technology. Then we'll release this. But security is also drip fed and also taken away, because this system that we're in was like a prison where the bars were very far away. We got loads of time. They're over there. We got loads of time. Don't worry about it. We'll sort something out. Boom. Now they're here. Now they're right here, right in front of us. The bars are here. But it's the saying. I don't know who said it first, but you cannot see the pen you're in if it is too big to see. But you're still in one. So you can leave that pen, and you're still in another one. There's just another fence, and another fence, and another fence, but you're still in the system. So, yeah, there are many levels. And, we've gotten to a point now where the pen is so close. The prison walls are closing in. And we don't really, people don't know what to do, because we're going through this transitional period now. It's a tunnel of, a tunnel of pain. No, but it's a transitional period where we have to just get through this until something reboots, something resets. Because we can't keep living like this. And phones play a major role in the problems that we have because of the internet. Obviously, I have to use the internet. A lot of us have to use the internet because it has been done in such a way that the alternatives have been stripped away, leaving us only with a digital means to pay for things, to to do a lot of stuff. So going analog is even harder, and going off grid might as well be impossible, but still there's a chance. You can do it. It's not completely off the table to get off grid, to go analog. It just means that life gets much harder. Excuse me. Oh my god, I need water. I don't have any water. Fuck. Okay, cut this out. Yeah.
Half a second here, however that may add up, it really is not going to contribute much to revenue.
Japan is also legendary
You see
for
his
its
facial expressions then.
love of gadgets and gizmos, so it's no great wonder that internet phones have been a hit. But the multi-billion-dollar question is, will they catch on in countries where many of us struggle to program our video recorders? The city of Cambridge is a far cry from Tokyo, but this is now a hotbed of telecommunication research. David Cleveley has his finger on the industry's pulse, and he's the proud possessor of one of the first European phones to be designed with internet access in mind.
What we've got in Britain now is a WAP phone, Wireless Application Protocol, and that means that you can access the internet on this device. It's got a bigger screen, just looks like a mobile phone on steroids, and you can use it to get information, you can do transactions, buy and sell things, and you can send email. It's the beginning of a new revolution in the way that we use mobile phones.
It's the beginning of the revolution, but what happens next?
The really big thing is third generation mobile. When we get third generation mobile, instead of being limited to very slow information flows, suddenly the mobile phone will become as fast as the PC sitting on your desk or at home. And at that
Well, it's become faster, or just as fast, as the best stuff. I don't know. I kind of just said what he said then, didn't I? Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, it's, crazy. I don't have much to say, really. because you know the problems we face, because you're living in the times where you're faced with them. So,
At that moment, you're open to anything you want to do.
but they were so ignorant. That's another problem. Is ignorance. Ignorance is a constant problem. People being unaware. You have to be aware of what is going on around you. But the thing is, to be aware, you have to... There are many elements to being aware and awake. There is a curse of awareness. I know that. But you have to remain aware of your surroundings in order to predict the future. But you have to know the past to predict the future. You have to. Because in this matrix, also, apparently matrix means womb. In this simulacrum, events repeat themselves over and over again. Historical events repeat themselves in different ways at paralleling times. Dates and events reoccur, and there are parallels between many things. That, thus, we can use history to predict the future, because when you know what happened as a consequence of A, you will understand what happens as a consequence of B in the same situation. And people make the same mistakes all the time because they're ignorant. But not innocent in this day and age, I find. The innocence has, like I said before, the innocence has left us. Empathy has left us as a consequence of the internet, because you can see anything, anytime you want. So, children are subject to pornography at a very early age, to violence, to, places like Live Gore or fucking, like Gore websites, where they see a guy get, his head cut off or something, at very early ages, which is damaging, obviously. So, these are the consequences. Let me just get my thought back on track. Innocence. Yeah, empathy also has been lost because of that. People don't have much empathy anymore. They're very hostile, I've noticed. At least in England, anyway. Maybe it's just the English people, but people worldwide are having this problem also. So, but British culture in general is very... Sorry to say this, but from my observation, British culture is very spiky. It's very harsh and grey and dull and hostile. At least now, anyway. It wasn't before. If you go back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe not the 70s. 70s were a lot more gruff. The 80s leveled out, and the 90s leveled out. So, those eras, backwards minus the 70s, even in the 1800s, well, maybe not the Victorian era. Anyway, British culture has always not, been, you have the big cities, which contain many aspects of many different things. So, the worst parts, the best parts. Then you have the countryside, which are the best parts, the farms, and all of that. The woodland, and the cottages. Places like the Cotswolds as well. Idyllic places. That's proper British culture, I think. And that innocence of personality in ignorance as well, of course, because you can't really have innocence without ignorance, and that's a problem adults face. Because, I mean, sure, you can. That'll be. Maybe I should make a video on that. Yeah, but innocence has been lost entirely.
From anywhere, and that's the big revolution.
A year back, being stuck with an idea was acceptable, but today it's seen as an excuse.
Third-generation mobile phones will require new networks to be built. Next month, the government auctions 5 new network licenses.
Oh,
There are 13
network
bidders,
licenses.
including all of today's main operators.
yeah.
The new technology should provide huge opportunities for internet commerce, according to one of the most high-profile bidders in the license auction.
See, now, let's talk about the style, right? Even the style was pleasing. The style of, like, what was it called? Oh, what is it? Fujiga Aero. Well, I think that's what they call it now. I don't think that's what they called it then. But that's that style. You know, the Y2K style and the 2000 style of technology was more endearing. Should I say kind to the user, not hostile. Today, literally everything possible is minimal. Black, white. That's it. Just blocky. Squares. Very Saturnic. Very Saturnic. Nothing is really pleasing to the eyes. Nothing is made in such a way that when you see it, you are reminded of the age you live in and are happy. A mobile phone today is just a brick. A thin brick. I mean, they're terrible. Sure, they got good cameras and stuff, but stylistically, they're rubbish. They're just a square, a black mirror that you just stare into the void and scroll, and are hypnotized by it. Nothing is really stylized. Cars, not stylized anymore. They're just blocks. They're just squares. Yeah, have that. Drive that. Have you seen also that? If you've seen the McDonald's image, right? Before and after. McDonald's! Come to McDonald's! It's bright and colourful and lovely. Come to McDonald's. We are a corporate meeting house. Fucking 2026. You know? I remember when they first introduced iPads. What was that? No, redo. I remember when they first introduced iPads to McDonald's, right? That was when I went to McDonald's. I don't even think about fast food. Never even think about it. But when I was a wee lad, I remember playing Angry Birds in McDonald's on one of the iPads, the greasy fucking iPads. Ugh. Anyway, that was a terrible decision. That was a step in the wrong direction. And I wonder to myself, I think, what's going on in people's minds where they go, what if we put an iPad in our store so that they're not interacting at all with toys, McDonald's merchandise, which we capitalize on because we are McDonald's and we have toys in Happy Meals. Yeah, let's just put an iPad there. Like, don't they think that that is going to take away from the focus of toys. And has. If these toy companies want sales, which I guarantee, if we look into to the statistics of toy companies in the modern day, it's probably terrible. Because all these fucking toddlers are like on a fucking iPad 90% of their life. When you take it away, they go, "Ah!" and they have a meltdown. It's crazy. Who thinks it? Also, yeah, you, parent that has given a fucking iPad to your child. Sure, it's the easy alternative, but you're also to fucking blame. You have given a black mirror of hypnotization, of propaganda, of fucking poison to your child who is developing. Here, have that. Have that, love. Or watch whatever you watch. Great. So now the kid's gonna be sat there watching who knows fucking what the internet throws at it. You know? That's also your fault. So if you're watching this video and you've done that to your child, yeah, feel bad about that. Because that's not fucking good. Never before have children been in that situation. Only now that they have iPads and phones. So don't be lazy. Don't be fucking lazy and give your child an iPad and go, have that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be better.
Well, I think the new generation mobile phone will be people's life in their top pocket. If they want to buy a rail ticket, a cinema ticket, a plane ticket, a holiday, they'll be able to do it on it. If they want to talk
You got that fucking right.
Talk to friends, they'll be able to do it on it. The demand for mobile phones, I mean, in 3 years' time,
Who's he?
out of a population in the world of 5 billion people, 1 billion of those people will have mobile phones. I mean, it's the fastest growing market I think of any sector anywhere in the world.
In Cambridge, there are plenty who agree that a new generation of internet phones could be a commercial goldmine. It's just that no one's quite sure where the gold will be. They're searching for what they call killer applications, the extra services customers really want. A small company here think they've got one of the answers.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, John.
You ready to go?
I am.
They have a new system for showing a local map of your current location at the press of a button on your phone. They took it on a road test for us. It's supposed to help you find your way around unfamiliar places. It also means employers could keep track of their employees from back at base.
Each of these yellow squares represents a point where Lara has sent a location.
Ideas like this one get investors very excited these days, like everything else, even loosely related to the internet.
An interval. A similar company to us in the States now. A couple of weeks ago, it was bought for $1 billion. And this is a company, it's a startup company with 70 people, so pretty similar to us. Do nothing else but location.
70 people, and it's worth $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Fuck me. Wow, you heard that. That's crazy. Wow, actually, maybe you didn't hear it. Or maybe the audio's kind of fucked. Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Also, these things are not necessary to our life, right? They weren't necessary. You didn't have to make them. But again, these technologies are forced onto people against their will and ignorance. Here's a cool thing. You'll like that. Have that. Oh, what's this? Oh, it can do tons of stuff. 26 years later, we're in this mess. Because this technology has been forced on us. When, let's think about this reality, right? In the event that phones and the internet were not invented and were not thrust upon us, what would happen? Nothing. Nothing would happen. Life would be fine. Life would go on as usual. No one would care, because you don't miss what you don't have. But now you have it, they're going to miss it when it fucking goes away. When the internet shuts down for some reason. Or when, some event happens, which takes that away from them. And the world goes fucking crazy, because they are used to that. Comfort. When you give comfort to a child, alright? When you wrap a child in proverbial bubble wrap, you are comforting the child and protecting it. When you take that away, it's going to get stressed, angry, pissed off. It's going to go crazy. Because you've given it comfort. You've shown it the fire. Or sit by the fire, or it's lovely here, it's lovely by the fire. Boom! Water. You know? And what happens then? But it's always the way. And then people like me, who are fucking 1 in 1,000, 2 in 10,000, are proven right at the end of the day. You know? Oh, I told you so. You know? I told you so. You didn't listen. Well, that situation's past now. We're past that situation. Because the internet does exist. And now we're going to face the consequences of that situation.
Much of modern business life is about persuading us that things we didn't know we needed are now essential for
There you go. That, fuck me. Okay. Literally just said what I just said. That's crazy. That's meant to be. That's destiny.
Future. The mobile internet is a classic example of that.
Yeah.
The new generation of mobile phones...
See, he was saying it then. He was warning people then, and still they didn't listen. So again, it's on the ignorance of the people for being fucking stupid, and the evil of the companies and the higher-ups for manipulating and putting things on us, right? Because it's two things. Oh look, there's an innocent person who doesn't know much. Well, I know a lot, and I know how to manipulate, because my family has been doing it for generations, and we're powerful, and we do blood sacrifice and all that shit. Oh, well, innocent meets evil. And what happens? Innocent. Let's not say, okay, innocent or good, right? As a representation. Good is the first to say, no, I don't want to fight you. No, I don't want to fight you. Ah, it's fine. And evil is the first to say, there you go. You're dead now. I struck first. Ha ha! I've got the sword. Have that. Because evil's the first to strike, and innocence and goodness is the first to say, no, I don't want to fight. So what happens? They fucking lose! Good loses. Every time. Because they are not willing to fight. They're not willing to say, no, I'm not fucking doing that. Here, have that back. And we lose. And we end up in situations like we do today. Because no one has the fucking balls. No one has... People who are good are not strong. The best people, the best men, if we're talking about masculinity, are men who have the ability to cause harm, but don't, because they are good people. But when they're faced with a situation in which they are confronted with evil, they are the first to strike because they know they're right. They know they're good, because they're doing it for the sake of the people that come after them. You know? Where I go, many follow, and I protect them, because I'm at the front, and I am at the brunt of the evil that's coming towards me.
will have huge technical potential, and businesses are eagerly devising services which will use that potential. There's no guarantee that they'll succeed, but huge commercial bets are now being placed on the development of the mobile internet.
Yeah. The mobile
internet. The German
internet.
phone group Mannesmann had grand designs on the internet, but in the world's largest takeover, it was swallowed by Vodafone with its own plans for seamless internet services around Europe.
Yeah. Oh, just pause a minute. That's like 4 fucking adverts I've had in this 11-minute video. That's nuts. This has to fucking stop. No wonder people are turning to, you know, analog alternatives, so they don't have advert.
In Japan, at NTT Docomo's research center, they're working on technology for their next-generation phones. The company hoped to launch mobile video in Japan next year.
Yep.
They showed me the work in progress. The same technology could be used to send TV pictures to mobile phones. But the key question is, will customers want to pay for these kinds of services? Not everyone's convinced.
There's a lot of exciting exhibiting of technology of what you can do. Sure, you can do that, kind of interesting and nifty, but will you do that on your phone? Is that the way you want to use your phone? When you want to see a 2-hour movie, wouldn't you want to do that at the comfort of your living room with a big television screen and all that? So you can do it technologically, sure. There are a lot of things that are technologically possible today, but aren't launched simply because the demand out there isn't big enough worth investing in.
No.
But the uncertainty about what we'll use the new generation phones for hasn't deterred businesses from joining the mobile internet gold rush. Whether the current frenzy of deal-making and license bidding will lead to long-term rewards won't be clear for several years.
It could turn out to be one of the worst investments ever made, because nobody yet knows whether people really want to use these mobile phones to the level that is necessary in order to justify what's going on. On the other hand, it could well be that people are going to use their mobile phones for everything. All internet access, purchases, the whole lot. And in which case...
Which was true. And that's the reality we got. So...
These auctions and network investments are going to look very cheap indeed.
Yeah. All around the world, businesses are drawing conclusions from the success of i-mode phones in Japan. But rather than clicking onto internet commerce, the Japanese still mainly want them for conversation.
Yeah. Well, there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably a very long video. Ugh. But some good points have been made, I think. If you want to find like-minded people, please join my Discord server. It's in the description of my YouTube channel. So, yeah. What a crazy world, eh? Anyway, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.